Hi, I'm Ethan Moy, and I'm here with Coach B as part of the weekly show of Coach B. Season starts here on Friday. Have a game against Point Park on Friday. Game on Sunday against Monmouth. So, beginning of November, we're right into the swing of things, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, every year you get through this procedure, and you try to stay healthy, but you try to get hungry. And we're doing a good job right now, coming to practice every day and continuing to work hard. And going into this first game, we've come a long way from that first day, and I'm excited to get out there and have us perform.
Now let's talk about the first game. Colonials play Point Park on Friday, 10 a.m. start. Point Park has already played 2 games, miraculously enough. Their season started in October. First time that the Colonials have played Point Park since 1989. What are you expecting from this season opener up here?
Oh, we've done it. We've looked at them, and we've seen that they play an up and down style. They like to get up and press, and they like to play a rapid pace. They like to cause you to be frantic and things like that. So it's going to be a good test for us to go out there and play against a style that not necessarily is something you see every game, where they try to play a full court game and stuff like that. So I'm excited for the challenge of seeing the different kind of style and attacking it, and getting out of our comfort zone at times, and how we react to it, and how we deal through the moments of adversity and things like that. So no matter who we play, whether it's Point Park or down the schedule, that's the only team we're concerned about, is that team that's in front of us. So right now, we got to go in there, we got to play really hard, because Point Park is going to do that.
Okay. You have a veteran team coming back here. 74% of your team scoring from last season returns, and 5 of your top 6 leading scorers. Now, how nice is it to be able to lean on such a veteran group like that, and especially at the early parts of the season?
Well, every team has a different identity, and we returned some of the scoring, but we lost a lot of the leadership. And I'm excited to see that we have these returning players that we're a big part of our scoring, and a big part of our team. But we have to also step up and do the other things, and the other things are going to be mentally being out there and being focused on every possession. That's something that a Ravelli and a Madeley would do. Lou was very solid, and Ashley was a great point guard and leader with getting us into our things and constantly get us into huddles and things like that. So even though we return to scoring, this team has to prove that the leadership didn't take a back seat now, and that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see the challenge of everyone growing up and being a year older now and taking on all the responsibilities, going forward with what they have to. And if we do those things, then we can have a great standard going forward. But if we're slacking in that area, we'll see a big drop off.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned Ashley Ravelli, Lou Matali, also lost Randy Jackson and Leah Womack to graduation. 4 key seniors that really had a lot of success here in the program. What do you do to replace those 4 seniors?
Well, when you lose 4 seniors like they were, who all had their different identities of what they brought. We talked about Ashley and Lou, but then you go into Randy and Leah, and you got Randy. There was a player that from her freshman year on here really worked hard every day in practice, every day. And when she was a freshman, she played a lot. She was thrown into the fire. She got a lot of experience. But as towards the end of her career, her role had changed a bunch of times. And at the end, boy, she really developed us really well in practice. She worked her butt off. She understood, that true humility of coming to practice every day and working hard, and then being able to go out there in the crunch time at the end of games and to get defensive stops for us and stuff. She was amazing at that. And Leah Womack, somebody that came in for 1 year and affected the team so well with the, playing through pain and playing through injury. I mean, she was the type of player that had so many different things taped up and braced up in the games, and boy, she was the first person that would get on the floor for a loose ball and to go in there and grab a big rebound or block a shot. So we're going to miss that that culture of that senior class, and once these players go on after a few years and they look back, they're going to appreciate all the standards and all the culture that we had here about our hard work and our humility and all that, because they're going to realize that they've become the person that they wanted to be. And that's what the motivation is for these players, is that they see how those players ended their career on such a high note, getting to that NCAA tournament and having such a great moment to really signify their careers. And that should drive these players to understand and not to think about the end, but to stay in the moment and model themselves after what those seniors did going forward, what they ultimately accomplished.
Yeah. Now, we mentioned the 4 seniors who just graduated. So with 4 seniors departing, you have 4 freshmen coming in. Pretty talented freshman class that are joining the Colonials here in 16-17. Can you just discuss a little bit of how they're adjusting and what you're looking from each of them?
Freshmen are always going to be freshmen. You're never going to get a freshman that comes in and just, gets things real quickly. They're going to pick up some things really fast, and some things they're going to take some time to get. The mentality and the attitude always has to be there that no matter if I'm struggling or I'm doing really well with something, I'm going to keep persevering. I'm going to keep focusing. I'm always going to stay positive. I'm never going to allow that negativity to get into my body and just shut down everything that I've worked towards to this point. And so right now, that's the battle that we're having. The freshmen have come into practice and have some great days, and then some of the practices they've struggled to get something. And the coaches are never going to just leave them alone and let them just go off and go into a shell. We're always coaching them, and we're always letting them understand what we're trying to accomplish. But it's going to be their job throughout the year to model themselves after the older players, the veterans, and say, I got, if I'm struggling with something, I got to get in the gym and work harder on it. And so far, our culture's been pretty good with that. With some setbacks, we've responded, and that's what it's all about. It's you have a bad moment, you snap out of it, and you respond. You keep going forward with a positive attitude. And right now, our freshmen are continuing to do that, and that's what's going to get them to the next level.
Okay. And lastly here, we already mentioned the game against Point Park on Friday. You also played Monmouth on Sunday, a team that you beat last season in Monmouth. You already mentioned before that you're looking right at Point Park, like that's the game on your schedule. But could you give us maybe a little bit of preview of Monmouth on Sunday?
Well, Monmouth, like you said, the only things I could probably go off at the top of my head is that, we did take care of them over at 3rd place last year, which was a good win for us because they're a good program, and they've always done a great job there, and I expect them to come in here and they're probably going to play the same kind of style as they played last year, and they're going to be getting better at their style, and it's their first game, so we're not going to have much to really go off of, but just what we know about them and who we know they're returning and stuff like that. So once that game's over against Point Park, we're going to have to focus our mind on the next challenge, and that'll be another very, very difficult challenge, I'm sure, with obviously their first game and the revenge factor coming back and knocking a team off. When you knock a team off, the year before and you play them the next, there's always that, that extra motivation. And, that's for anybody. That would be for us if we got knocked off going in and playing the same team the next year. I mean, it's just in our nature. If you're a competitive Division I player, you want to come back and get that next one. It's like coming down the court and turning the ball over for your team. Are you going to hang your head and say, well, she's too good, I can't get the ball past her? Or are you going to say, hey, I'm coming back on defense now, let me make a steal, let me create something happen. Yeah. So, that's always just the mindset. So we know that, obviously that's going to be that kind of game. And, we just have to make sure that that's going to be for after this Friday. Friday is the only thing we're concerned about, and it's going to be a special day with being 10 a.m. and all the kids here. All the kids and all the fun and the screaming, and it's a great experience for everyone, so I'm looking forward to it.
I appreciate it. Well, congrats, on your first season coaching here, or as the head coach here. You got your first game coming up here, so good luck to you on Friday and Sunday, and we'll be back next week, I guess.
Yes.
Colonials are in action Friday at 10 a.m. against Point Park, and then Sunday against Monmouth at 1 p.m.